we're saying, vibrating at such a higher level, and that's important. That's all we need to shift. But we also have another job here. We have a lot of people out there that need our help too. So we need tools and methods that can make a difference. And this has been my journey, because my personal experience has been that, which is hard for me. Before I was even born, I was exposed to pharmaceuticals. And so as a result of that experience, I was born with an issue of wacky hearing, underdevelopment of my ear bones, external features that I just had to deal with, and had many surgeries. And this experience, I feel, is for a reason, it's for a purpose. And I've come in my search to understand that we choose everything. We choose whatever experience we have in our lives. And everybody's saying positive things, so I don't want to be a downer. I don't want to bring things down, but there is a lot of lower vibrational energy that we're dealing with on this planet. And so, yes, ultimately it's about integration of energy, and most of us are still thinking in terms of balance, or we think in terms of yin and yang, and this is what we are always dealing with. So as the vibrational energy of things is increasing and getting better, we also have the other side. It's pulling in the other direction, trying to hold people down, trying to hold our individual energy down. So we have to be conscious of this and always work toward helping ourselves first. And this is a big part of what I feel that I have learned, is because despite having the issues that I have had, I said, I'm just drawn to health. I'm drawn to health because I want to help people. But the truth is, I needed healing for myself. So I just thought, hey, going into allopathic medicine was the way to go. So I went, I got involved with pathology, I diagnosed cancer in labs and hospitals for many, many years. And I always would say, this is just so hard. What are we really getting out of this? Because we're now taking this information and we are drugging, cutting, burning, poisoning. What is this really all about? Is this really the answer? And I always knew, because of my own student of natural substances, many years I just said, hey, let me use supplementation. Everybody has tried supplements and there seems to be a benefit, but doctors say, you can do it if you want. It's not really going to help. And so people hold on to some hope that there is some benefit. And the truth is, there is benefit, because the majority, as I've learned, is the reason why we're having so many health challenges today is toxicity and lack of nutrients. And this is the basis of why we are not able to get ourselves back to balance, even though all of us here are doing incredible work. And we're doing so many things, when we're meditating, or we're involved in energetic practices, and we're sharing. There's also a lot that is occurring in our physical world that is bringing us down. So we need to also utilize tools, I feel. Many people still need this, and it's going to benefit us to help clean our bodies out. As many of you understand about the chakra system and the importance of our pineal gland, I mean, it's so important for that to be clear and functioning, because that is our doorway and our connection to higher realms. So what's happening is that we're being exposed to fluoride in the water and toxins and chemicals in the air. This is literally causing calcification of the pineal gland. How are people supposed to be able to reach a higher level if their physical bodies are not capable of holding this energy? And again, we understand this, but it's a challenge for all of us. So, in my experience then, I realized I needed to branch into other areas. And so I just was led in the direction of natural practitioners, and they turned me on to using various types of devices, energetic-based devices that check the body energetically. And so we're able to actually pick up the frequency of vibration of our very atoms, our cells, and how does that energy react to thousands of items that we come in contact with, whether it's toxins, whether it's nutrients, because along with all the spiritual work we're doing, we need to become consciously aware of what is happening on the unconscious and the subconscious level. And this just, our bodies and our energies know what to do. It just starts healing. Just because now we're raising our vibration just by learning about this. So I got involved with that, and I started investigating substances that we use. Again, vitamins, we don't realize the majority of those are synthetically derived. So in that process, in that chemical process, when you do something in a laboratory, you can only get a certain percentage of that, which is like your natural substance. It's created by God, but created by consciousness and energy. So it's only going to have a small percentage positive effect. Similar to pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical your body takes in and it uses maybe 5%. The rest of it, your body says, whoa, here's a toxin, liver, kidneys, everything is trying to get it out of the system, excrete it as fast as possible. And unfortunately, a lot of these things that we buy also are of a similar nature. So the closer we can get to something natural, the better it's going to be. So that my search has led to clean foods, clean water, natural healing substances. Essential oils are one of those things. They're incredible because they are the lifeblood of living things growing on the planet. Like I just say, it's the lifeblood of a plant. So when you break a plant open, and it's bleeding. Fluid comes out. That's the blood of the plant. And the molecule that's coming out is so close to the composition of our blood. You can't get much better. So the difference in, say, an organic molecule of an essential oil, the middle is magnesium, and that carries oxygen, and it nourishes the plant. In our bodies, the blood, the center of a blood cell, is iron, and that carries oxygen and delivers it to our bodies. So it works the same exact way. So when we take in an essential oil, or we put it topically, it does the same function as our body, and it circulates through, and it goes to where it's needed, and it helps our bodies to heal. And it does it on the physical level, and it does it on the energetic level. So that actually scientifically measured that oils are vibrating at a certain frequency. Maybe your body is vibrating at 50 or 60 hertz, but then an oil like rose, which is the highest measure, is 320 hertz. So everybody's attracted to roses. Well, not everybody, but we generally enjoy it. And you take this in, and your energy just goes up. So even just to take an oil and just breathe it, you are getting molecules of that substance. And it's going in, and it's stimulating the parts of your brain, the olfactory center, which now translates into a peptide substance, which your body creates in response to that, and then goes to whatever part of your body, the receptor that needs it, and makes it shift in a healing direction. So we've established that breathing something, doing things topically, this is going to allow us to make a shift and to heal. And the closer this is to natural, the better. So there are oils out there. You can go to Whole Foods and buy oils. But what I try to share with people is look at that bottle. If it says not for internal use, it's cut with chemicals. So you got a lot of companies, you still have to be cautious what's out there, be aware that whatever you put on your body goes in your body, and you want it to be as pure as possible. So you're going to resonate with the frequency of your body and help yourself to shift and to heal. So,
and that's something that the living oils do. They resonate in your body, and they're completely natural.
Absolutely. And so, I've supported this particular brand, and again, I can't take credit. Dr. Young is the originator of this company. He is someone who is so connected to consciousness and to a higher power. And his approach and his experience, again, health problems, went out and just started researching. And we know about herbs. Herbs are phenomenal. And the problem with herbs is that they're dried. And so the essence of what does the healing, even in an herb, is it's the essential oil. So in his experience, he said, wait a minute, why aren't these herbs working for my patients? And he tracked it back. He finds the raw material sources. He finds out that, wait a minute, these things are adulterated. They've been through chemical processes. They're just not coming from a reliable source. So he went around the planet, went to all the countries where they have done this for generations, and he started finding sources of raw materials, came back, started his own farms, growing thousands and thousands of acres of plants and flowers and all the raw sources, and built his own distilleries and started creating his own products. And so that's my advice to anyone. Whatever product, there's thousands of good companies out there. Research the raw materials of where this company is starting from.
You know, Brad, what we'd like to know from you, that I think is important for traveling and for hurricanes, anything that, I'd like to know, what is a kit that you could put together and keep by the door or keep in your travel bag that would kind of take you through any kind of situation? What would you recommend?
Well, what I share with people, and especially in my own practice, because having gotten into this, and people say, what do I use? Just this question is so critical, because again, we're caught in this paradigm about, I've got a cold, I've got a flu, what do I do? And you feel terrible, you want to rush to that doctor and get antibiotics. So the one blend that I recommend is what I used here tonight. It's a blend of clove, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, and they call that Thieves. And Thieves is the first thing that you want to have in your medicine cabinet, because it is not only as strong as any antibiotic, it's antibacterial, but it's antiviral, it's antifungal, it's anti-mold. Only thing that I found that can kill black toxic mold, which you have to worry about here in Florida. So people call me up and say, do you have that Thieves? I need it right now. And it makes a huge difference, because when you take an antibiotic, all it does is it kills all bacteria indiscriminately, your healthy flora in your intestinal tract, and now you're at a huge deficit. Now I can tell you this from experience. I went through years of antibiotics when I was young with health problems. I've loaded up on so many probiotics, it just is, it's impossible to get back to balance. You know, it feels that way. So, you know, having this makes a difference. So I start with that.
Is there something that's good for purifying water? Something?
Well, all the oils, again, when they're pure essential oils, they actually dissolve synthetic
Chlorine and
chemicals.
fluoride.
So I do a little demonstration where you can actually take a styrofoam cup, and if you put a couple drops of Thieves in that styrofoam cup, and if you know what styrofoam is, it's petrochemical, and it will dissolve it and burn right through it. So when you ingest the Thieves, it will go into your body or into whatever you're utilizing, and will neutralize chemicals. Even if you use pure lemon oil will dissolve and neutralize the chlorine that will be in water.
And what did you use in here for purifying this water for all of us?
And I use the Thieves, I use peppermint, and I use frankincense.
And frankincense for what
And
purpose?
frankincense has a very high vibration, and as opposed to coming from a plant, frankincense actually comes from a tree, and very, very old trees, and typically harvested
Considered
from
very
areas
sacred.
in the, well, there's many varieties of frankincense people don't realize. So we get it from different sources in the Middle East, and recently they did come up with a new blend called Sacred Frankincense, and it's phenomenal. I mean, we know it's been used through Bible times, and it's been scientifically shown to actually neutralize cancer cells of every variety. And so, just to throw this in, which I'm just amazed and blown away by this, that Dr. Young has initiated injectable oils. And he's actually taking this in clinics. And he has injected frankincense blends with your own plasma from your blood. And they are dissolving cancer tumors like that. So there are many, many things you can do to heal cancer naturally. We don't need to go toward chemotherapy and radiation. Chemotherapy, I'm sure there are people here that know what that comes from. Chemotherapy is actually derived from mustard gas in World War I. This is the first original chemical formulation. Why are we putting this? If you drop it on your shoe, it's going to burn a hole right through your shoe, and you're putting that into your veins. So,
I want
yes.
to point something out of what you're saying. We forget sometimes that we are multi-dimensional beings. And when we're sick, we focus on our body only. When we sad, we focus on our minds only. We are multidimensional. If we want to be healed, we need to take in consideration all those aspects: our mind, our body, our spirit, and our energy, and nurture them all equally to achieve that integrity. And that's what I believe tonight is being put together in here. Because you see, you have healers in here in a different level. It's for us to pay attention to that multi-dimensional aspects that we have and not neglect anyone and integrate it. And that is how actually we're going to be, in harmony, in integration, in happiness.